Thank you, President Pedersen. Good evening, everybody. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with all of you. I want to start off my commentary by just congratulating both you, Rob, and Nate, who I believe will join us momentarily, for being recognized last week by the Colorado Association of School Boards for your heart-driven servant leadership. You've been serving not just this district, but for this entire community for upwards of a decade, if not longer. I've had the pleasure of being the superintendent of this district, and working in partnership with you has been just a pleasure and a treat, and I've learned a lot from both of you and all of you collectively, so I just want to say congratulations to both of you and give you a round of applause.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Well deserved. As we all know here in the school district, we believe that offering innovative programs and educational choices to our students and our families is a top priority. All students need to have the opportunity to pursue their interests and their passions while also experiencing a deep sense of belonging and connection with others. This enables them to achieve at high levels. This simply is who we are. It's what we do. Last week I had the pleasure of visiting several schools, went to Zach Elementary School, Bacon Elementary School, saw two different elementary schools implementing two different brand new curricula, and was really proud at the collective teaching efforts that took place in each of those schools to make that work meaningful. Also had an opportunity to visit Fossil Ridge High School, another one of our proud traditional high schools. I don't know if you saw in the newspaper, but 9 of the National Merit semifinalists in this community reside at Fossil Ridge High School. I want to wish all of the semifinalists good luck in their efforts as they pursue those particular achievements, but I'm super high on all of the various things that the school leadership team is working on around culture, and the interim principal, Mark Barry, is doing just a fantastic job, and I really appreciated his thought partnership. Had a chance also to visit Kennard Middle School. As you know, it's one of a really significant choice school in this community. And having an opportunity to kind of sit and work with their school counselors, saw one of their principal sit down and engage students on principles of character and talking about the way of work in that particular school, and then having an opportunity to have an informal superintendent chat with many of their teachers. I saw how they're modeling that character, not just with their students, but with each other. So there's a lot to celebrate here. But while recognizing that there's a ton of things to celebrate, as I have a chance to meet and work with individual school communities, there's no doubt that each of our school communities individually are grappling with diverse interests and diverse challenges. And we as a system are needing to take bold steps towards leadership of moving forward with how to address the various complex challenges that exist both here as a system, but also in our local school communities. And I want to tell you, it's quite messy. Later tonight, you're going to hear more information about how we need to think about addressing issues of heat that are very real and legitimate across many, many of our schools. And that has been historic. It's not new, but it is getting worse. We'll hear tonight from an outside firm that conducted an analysis on our facilities, and will share estimates of what it may cost to install mechanical cooling systems in all of our schools. And I think as the superintendent, I need to be very explicit and clear that there are no quick or inexpensive district-wide fixes here. And if we were to move forward with a project of this magnitude, we definitely would need voter support in the future. And it's something that's important to kind of ground ourselves in evidence and details and data, is that our capital improvement budget annually today is only $800,000 per year. $800,000 per year. Last year, when Fort Collins High School's chilling system went down in the first week of school, we went into the red with our capital budget in the first week and had to spend over $1 million, and we're still hopefully close to the finish line of installing those final pumps and parts to revitalize that. We also know that we think about not just our mechanical systems, but we have issues of time. There's been lots of conversations across the community, both internally and externally, around our school calendar. Should we be thinking about our school calendar differently, not just to address and mitigate potentially heat, but to look at other creative solutions? And we know if we had opportunities where all of our schools were air conditioned, I think we can also offer year-round schooling. I was the proud principal of a year-round school and the benefits of that, and I want to make sure I'm not scaring people. I'm not saying where we go, all 54 schools are going to become a year-round school in the future, but there's different ways of leveraging our portfolio of facilities and our assets all 12 months of the year, not just for a couple of weeks before Labor Day or post-Labor Day when it gets hot. And so I want to invite the community that in early October, your voice matters. We're going to send out a survey to our entire district community for people to give input on the development of future school year calendars. This is a survey that goes out every 2 years. This is an important opportunity for you to weigh in on for potential modifications to the calendar, including starting potentially later in the fall, which has been one topic and one suggestion that has gotten a lot of local traction, although I have heard a lot more of it the first 2 weeks of school than I have over the last 2 weeks. So we'll see how that plays out in our survey. But again, our public's voice matters, our faculty and staff's voice matters. I want to encourage everybody to participate. Every option, as we know, as you as a board have a chance to grapple with this, will have implications. The easiest way to put this is designing a district-wide calendar is super complex. And I so appreciate the members of the calendar committee for their work, and I just want to say thank you very much. I also recognize that as we talk about mechanical systems, we talk about time, we have other areas in this school system that we need to model stewardship, especially fiscal stewardship, and be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. We know that with our limited spaces, that we have to get creative and think about how we can look at this outside of the box to make sure all of our students have access to the programs that they desire. School districts nationwide are experiencing and adjusting to declining enrollment trends. And I want to tell you that our district is no exception. Well, why? Why is that taking place? Well, in large part, it's due to declining birth and fertility rates. Colorado has the 6th lowest fertility rate in the country. From a PSD perspective, a fertility rate, in order to just maintain its existing population, needs to be at 2.1. PSD, it's 1.09. It's just over half, just to maintain our current population, which means locally, our community is aging. What's making matters a little bit more complex for school systems who serve our youth is that elevated housing costs also make it incredibly difficult for staff and families to buy homes in our school district. Shifts in enrollment are impacting parts of our district disproportionately. If you think about for the last decade, there's been 28.6% growth in the town of Timnath, just under 6% growth in the town of Wellington. And the city of Fort Collins has been pretty much maintaining its population and growing just by under 2%. But again, all of our population across the community, and this is not an exception to PSD, it also includes Thompson School District and Estes Park and all of Colorado. We're aging. We also know that some schools in our community are seeing smaller enrollment numbers each year, which results in reduced funding. And I want to be very clear, that's inequitable. This is both a challenge and an opportunity to maximize our use of space and accommodate various student interests. And as a result, we are going to have to make very difficult but needed and necessary adjustments to address the changes that are taking place in our population proactively. I want to be clear again. There are changes on the horizon for PSD. I'm not going to share all of the details tonight. In fact, I'm going to share no details tonight. But I plan to share more specifics at our next board meeting on October 10th, and we will share more detailed information with our entire community by email after the October 10th board meeting, and have various other community engagement opportunities for staff and for members of our community who are interested to learn more what it means for them. So the engagement will go above and beyond an email. That is our commitment to the district. But I want to thank you as a governance team and the community at large for their patience, for their understanding, and their incredible commitment to ensuring that PSD continues to be one of the highest performing and most valuable places to educate children in not just Colorado, but in America. This is truly an amazing community, and I look forward to sharing more specific details with all of you very, very soon. So thank you for allowing me some time with you this evening.